Hey everybody, Steven here, and today looking at an electric precision screwdriver set that I've had on my list to get for about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. So this is from, I believe it's Hoto or Hoto, but this normally costs $69.99. I've seen it discounted to $59.99, but with the Amazon Day Prime sales, I guess they're doing another one in the fall now. I got it for $38. So easy purchase for me, $38. I've like I said, had this on my list for a while. It just seemed like the 70 bucks was a little bit higher than I wanted to pay. And I'm hoping this will be really good for all the work that I do on my PC. So let's look at the specs really quick with this. So we covered the price there. So let's look at just the numbers on here. So it tells you the bits and the amount that you get. I don't know all that information, right? T2, T3, T4, stuff like that. I don't know a ton about, but this shows you what's actually in it, and then it tells you everything like the weight is 314 grams. Maximal manual torque, which this is something I was curious about. I need to look into this. 3 Nm. I'm assuming that's probably 3 newtons per meter. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll see about that, but that was kind of my concern here is, does this have enough torque to actually do what I need it to do, or am I going to have to end up just grabbing a manual screwdriver anyways? But then it shows you what's inside of this. Obviously it's going to have the charging cable and all that other stuff. It tells you the dimensions here. So enough of that, let's go ahead and just get this thing unboxed at this point. So we have our charging cable, again USB Type-C. I like seeing that. Shorter cable. Yeah, not incredibly long. I mean, almost a span of the camera distance here, right there, like end of the frame to end of the frame there. So I don't know, maybe 1.5 foot with that. Does it say on the box here what the length is? No. All right, and then let's get the rest out. Got our user manual right here. We'll look at that here in a second. Looks like they maybe have an app. Don't know what we would need an app for necessarily, but all right. Ooh, this is a slick looking case. I like that. Let's try and get this right in frame there. That is a good looking case. Pop that open. Do I have that? That's may go this way. I guess it doesn't matter, right, how you open it, but it's showing the arrow this way. I'll hope that's this way. But yeah, that is a slick looking case. I like the look of this. Let's get this thing out here. And it's solid, so it's got some weight to it. It feels very durable. Plastic on the bottom, and then this feels like, yeah, so it's plastic, I think, right there, and then this is actually a metal finish to it. Plastic on the inside here too. So that is the device. Up and down. Oh, that's cool. Then we have our charging port right there. It sounds like dental equipment. Well, let's get something in here. Let's just grab one of these. Whoa. Oh, that is awesome. All right, so this is all magnetic, so it's easy to get these out. Very cool. And then pop that guy in there. Don't think you can adjust the speed at all. It's just a set speed with this. Nothing in the middle. That is it. Very cool. We have our screwdriver set right here. This one I'll be using a bunch. So all these small electronics where one, I may have the screwdriver set, or I may not. This is hopefully going to fill the void of those which I don't have the actual screwdriver set for. And then, yeah, just making it easier when I can just put this in there and turn that on. Let's look at the manual though, because the only thing I'm thinking is maybe if I have to get this into a tighter space, like it may be hard for me to put my whole hand and then use this button down here, but we'll see. All right, manual set here. That's Chinese or Japanese. Does it give you English? There you go. So English is on the back half here. So storage box cover, magnetized area, bits, screwdriver, storage box base, charging port. I'm surprised they don't have like somewhere to put the cable inside of the case here, right? So you're gonna have to like carry that separate. But we'll look at how big the battery is on this here in a second also. How to use magnetized indicator status. So it'll show on the bottom. Okay, so we have a light there on the bottom. If it's gonna blink if it's below 20%. Doesn't say, maybe towards the back end here, it'll give us more information on that battery size. If not, I'll double check the back because it probably said it there. Precautions. That's about it. Do we get more specs in here? There we go. The battery is 350 milliamps. Doesn't give you the, there we go, charging time 160 to 200 minutes, so what, 2.5 hours to like 3.5 hours, or 3.25 or a third hour. The net weight of this is 60 grams, just this. Net weight of everything is 314 grams. So maximum electronic torque is 0.2 Nm. Maximum manual torque, right? So I guess this would hold still, and you could still just twist this if you needed to. Nice touch. I was wondering how that would work, just in case it's like, hey, you need a little bit more give to it. Low battery. It doesn't tell you the amount of time that you would get out of it though with this. Bit material, alloy steel. Got some good stuff with this though. So now we just need to use it. So now I need to go screw some stuff. Not like that. Not get your head out of the gutter. Not like that. We just need to go test this thing. And with that, I'll come back over with some voiceover work. One, we'll showcase it actually working. I have nothing to mess with right now. And then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on this particular product. But in terms of the looks, the aesthetics, little things like that being magnetized and this fitting in here. There we go, because it slots up in the top here in the case. That all is really, really clean, slick looking. It's got a good design to it so far, so I do appreciate that. Now we just need to see how it performs.
All right, so I've spent a little bit of time testing this on various products, which I'm going to be showcasing now. Got a GoPro, Steam Deck. It didn't work with the Nintendo Switch, unfortunately. I just don't have the right bit for that. And then some of my daughter's toys, and there was a couple other items I tried. I needed more tools in order to do it. So addressing PC first, which is really why I got this. I wanted it to help with building a PC. I thought it would just be a nice tool to have for that. And if the PC, in terms of like the motherboard and things like that, are outside of the case, it can help. If it's inside, I probably won't use this. A couple different reasons. One, it's a little bit bulkier than just a regular screwdriver, and two, it's not magnetic. So when you're looking at smaller screws like for an M.2 SSD, if that falls, you're gonna have to have a magnet to try and find it, or you're gonna have to shake it out or something like that. Like, it's gonna be a nightmare trying to get that thing back. Where when I use my other one, it is magnetic, so it holds to it. So it is definitely one of those things where PC, certain instances, it will help, but it's not gonna be the only tool you would need. It also doesn't really have the high amount of torque that you would need, for instance, to screw in, especially if they're new, PC fans into the case. A lot of times you actually have to thread that initially. Now, it does stop. So when you start to turn it and it's like, hey, this motor isn't going to do anything, it will just turn like a regular screwdriver, which is nice, but then you just would use a regular screwdriver, right? So it helps in certain instances, but if you're just going to use it for like a manual screwdriver, unless you just need that particular bit, you're probably going to go with another tool. So again, for PCs, it is going to be good in certain instances where the parts are maybe outside of the case and things like that, but in general, it's one tool within a toolbox. It's not the only one you would use. A workaround here would be, and I have one for my car, you could get just those magnetic I don't want to call it a pole, but essentially it's like a stick with a magnet at the end of it, so you could use that to retrieve these items if you needed to. But the other thing is, again, it's a little bit bulkier, so trying to get it into small spaces are going to be harder. And you could see that with the GoPro here. Like, trying to get that small screw lined up is a little bit harder to do because it's not magnetic. So it's great that it fits in the case and it holds inside of the case with that magnet. I would like to see the other end be magnetic for this though, because that would definitely help. Now, don't have the particular screw bit that I need or the head for this for the Nintendo Switch, unfortunately, but with the Steam Deck it worked really well. With my daughter's toys it worked really well, and with that Steam Deck running into the same problem. Luckily it's in an open space, so when you screw this out you can just grab the screw and then place it back in, but you're kind of messing with it to get it lined up when you screw it back in because again it's not magnetic. But for my daughter's toys, this is where I saw the ability to actually loosen or tighten this outside of needing to use a motor was helpful, because some of these you needed to give it the initial twist so that it was loose enough so that the motor could actually finish the rest of this. So there's upside to this product. I definitely think for my daughter's toys, for electronics that I have, whether it's removing stuff for battery casings, whether it's looking again at the Steam Deck, because eventually I do want to replace those thumbsticks. This is going to come in handy with getting the screws out of the casing for that, and then I can just pull that off. So those, it's going to be amazing. Other things, it's like, okay, I was hopeful it was going to help me, and it's just not going to. So there's pros and cons definitely to this. And considering the price, you definitely want to know what you're going to be using this for. So for electronics outside of a PC where you have all these intricate tiny screws and things like that, and you need a lot of options when it comes to the different type of threadings for that, yeah, this could definitely work for you. I would definitely check to make sure it covers most of your bases, because if it doesn't, you're just going to need more tools. But going back to what I said earlier, I just kind of consider this one tool in the toolbox. It's not my only tool, but I am hoping that it will cover most of my bases most of the time. And for, like I said, these electronics, I think it will do just that, outside of certain instances, like with the Nintendo Switch, where it just unfortunately didn't work, and I'm going to have to figure out which type of threading I need for that and then buy the appropriate tool. But that's going to be it for this one. Let me know what you guys think. Is this something that you would use? In terms of the price, I mean, I would definitely wait for this to be on sale. At the normal price, I think it's just a little bit too expensive. But if you can get this like $30 to $40, I think it's a good buy, especially if you are dealing with smaller electronics on a regular basis. You do have some cons. I just think the magnetic part to me is going to be the glaring one here. But it's easy to travel with. It comes with a lot of different bits to it. The motor does work for most things, and then when you need to give it a little bit more power, you can just twist it, and it's fine with that as well. So, like I said, know what your use case is, what's your budget, and then with that, hopefully this does meet most of your needs. If it doesn't, I would definitely not buy this. I would find something else or consider other tools with this. But for me, I'm going to have this. I'm going to have my main screwdriver, and that for me is going to cover most of my bases with my PC and my electronics. So that's pretty awesome. So that's going to be it for this one, everybody. I will have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comment section. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.